Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Benefactor Streiter, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. There were no votes for this vehicle. Honestly, I just chose it because there's only been 2 votes this whole month so far for will it off-road, so I just picked a car. We will have a comment on the screen. Wow, hi, Sven. Yeah, it fell off his Strider, not Streiter. And then got ran over by Commander Hobo. Apparently he got ran over by a lot more people than that, but Hobo was the one that gave him the death-dealing blow, or squish, whichever it may be. But yeah, nobody's really voting for Will It Off-Road, and viewership is way down on Will It Off-Road as well. So I think maybe Will It Off-Road's probably gonna take a break. We may do a few Will It Off-Road at the races because this is just tons of fun. It's tons of fun to record these too. We have an absolute blast recording the videos, but if nobody's going to watch them, you know, it's kind of a not good use of our time. So we're kind of looking at some other community style videos that we can do. We record every Sunday afternoon, and you can be a part of that. If you play on PC, on GTA, and you are part of the Vainglorious Discord server, you can join us for Will It Off-Road, or whatever it is that we're doing on our community videos coming forward. I'm not really sure yet, so you may still see 1 or 2 more Will It Off-Roads before we figure it all out. We may do a few more racing ones, just because they're kind of fun to do the race. It's a nice variation. And of course, I got a win last week, so, you know, I want to get some more in there. I'm way ahead of everybody, though, here in the Streiter. It's, you know what, people hate on this thing. You know, it is definitely, as far as visuals and design, I mean, if it were just a wagon, you know, and it didn't have the lift and the massive fender flares, it would be a very good-looking car in GTA. But it does have the lift, and it does have the fender flares, and that kind of detracts, I guess you could say. It is all-wheel drive, though, and because of that, it's flying right up the side of the mountain. I mean, it's in pretty good running to get a strong time in the sports class. In fact, a very good time in the sports class, except it is got a lift kit, and it is a high center of gravity, and yeah, you know, we probably could have seen about a 235 out of this, which would have bumped it into like 2nd, maybe 3rd. But instead, we rolled over, and because of that, we're up to the top in 2 minutes, 41 seconds. So will the Streiter off-road? Yeah, just be sure you're careful on those sharp turns, especially ones on an angle, because it will roll right over. It just sits up so high. But you know, not a lot you can really do about that. I just realized I don't have a custom plate on this car. That's very out of the ordinary for me. Is this a car you can't change the plate on? I don't know. I'm going to have to go in and check and see. Because, granted, I never drive this thing. It sits in one of my nightclub garages where all my other Benefactor SUVs are. Which, this number's what? 3? 4. I have 4 Benefactor SUVs. So the reverse driving challenge is about to start. We don't do it here, though you will see some people giving a score. But when we had to drive back up the mountain to do the damage descent, Commander and I kind of started competing, driving backwards up the mountain. You think it's hard to go up the mountain frontwards? Yeah, try going up the mountain in reverse. It's definitely a bit of a challenge, but maybe we'll do that pretty soon. That could be a fun thing. Gonna consult my calendar here real quick and see if maybe it happens to fall on a good date that doing something quirky would work for. And the answer is not really. Oh well. Anyways, what's really peculiar, the only damage that this thing has sustained was that little bit of rollover. But I don't know if you hear that, or maybe it's just the way the Streiter sounds. There's a little bit of an engine rattle already going on that I did not have going up the mountain. Oop, there's another roll. And another roll. Come on your wheels. There we go. So just really peculiar that that one little thing on the roof caused engine damage. I don't really get it, but whatever. It is raining, but since it started raining so late into the run, I just decided to go ahead and count it as an official run down. If we were going up the mountain, I probably would have started over, but hey, make sure you're playing Willet Off-Road Bingo. Just a totally non sequitur there. Because it's fun, and we've only had like 4 bingo winners. So, Willet Off-Road Bingo, link in the description down below. Click Generate New Card, and then just tap or click on the squares of what happens in the video. And if you get bingo, put it in the comments. We need some more bingo winners. But we are down 2 minutes, 29 seconds. That means Commander and I are going to drive in reverse, back up the mountain. I don't remember who won. I think it was Commander. And we're going to fling this thing off the side and see what we get. It's all-wheel drive, so it gets a nice launch off the platform since we have both the front and the rear wheels driving it. But yeah, you can hear that engine rattle again. Not so much there, but you can hear it on that first jump right off of the ramp. And it's really bad. Like, really bad. And it does. It surprises me. Those skid plates crack me up. What's funny about those skid plates is they do not extend low enough to actually protect the diffs. So, not really sure what's going on there, considering those are the lowest thing on the vehicle. Don't skid plates usually go down low enough to protect those too? I think they do. I don't know. I could be wrong. Not really like a massive expert on 4x4s and off-roading 4x4s, but they're there for decoration, I guess. Benefactor's like, oh, we'll put skid plates on it. Everybody will think it has off-roading cred. Who knows? It's doing all right, though, in the damage descent. You know, apart from some weird little rolls here and there, I mean, it handles this bumpy stuff quite nicely. One time I really get into trouble is when I get hit by somebody. It's a really good off-roader. You know, so ignore the fact it's a sports car. It's really competent off-road other than that engine damage. But we are down in 1 minute, 32 seconds. We'll take a look at the damage on the Streiter. And we have most of the lights and windows missing. The right fender is gone. The front bumper was hanging off and bobbling around, so it's damaged. Doors, hood, trunk won't close, bent wheels, and there is that engine damage. As some other people zoom in to the finish line, we'll take a look at the support vehicles. Finn and his Streiter didn't make it, so he got his Avenger instead and parked it in a very appropriate place. But that's going to bring us to our next vehicle, the Vapid Speedo Custom. And again, there were no votes, and I didn't really choose the vehicles. I was like, oh, hey, let's do the Streiter and the Vapid Speedo Custom. No, I went to random number generator, and I have like a spreadsheet of all my vehicles back from when I was doing like garage tours, but I keep it up to date because it's just kind of fun to know what I own and where it is, so that when new cars come out, I can figure out how to make space for them and stuff like that. But because it's a spreadsheet with the resale value, I know like the total dollar value that's in each garage, and those are ranked by dollar value on a separate tab on that spreadsheet. Hey there, Wolf. And so I used random number generator to pick 2 garages. And then I used random number generator again to pick a number in that garage. So it was totally randomly chosen, these 2 vehicles, which I kind of like. Maybe that's just how we'll do it from now on. If nobody wants to vote, maybe we'll just use random number generator. I mean, I've still got close. I mean, we've done 270 vehicles. I own 320, so I mean, we can do this, you know, for 6 more months just on a random number generator. Plus, by then, there'll probably be some more DLC. So, when I saw that it was going to be the Speedo Custom, I really thought that this thing was going to struggle, especially right here. I thought it didn't have enough speed, and then it had too much wheel spin. If you've driven this thing, you know it has a ton of low-end torque that causes the back wheels to just spin. But, man, look at it go. It's not fast, but it's also not a struggle. Like, this was not hard at all. It just drove up the mountain. Granted, like I said, did it pretty slowly. It gets an okay time, you know, when you compare it to other vans. But you know, nothing to get too excited about. Speaking of times, the Streiter wound up, because of that roll, being 5th in sports. And that's out of 43 sports cars that we have tested. It was 2 seconds behind the Valerier, and 1 second faster than the LG Retro Custom. So I'm kind of surprised there. And it was 26th overall out of 270 vehicles. Yeah, the Speedo Custom, it's just plod on, plod on, plod on. I mean, it's just kind of, it makes its way up the mountain with so little effort. What's really funny is because I had such little faith in it, other people chose slower cars too, for the most part. Not everybody, but I know Commander did, because he thought, you know, he'd be able to keep up, because the van would be going slow. Color me shocked, man. I think if I would have had the big front bumper on the front, like the Ram style bumper on it, that would have caused issues. We saw that with, I think, the Pounder Custom. Yeah, the Pounder Custom's the other one I haven't done from the nightclub. Or no, the Mule Custom was one I haven't done. I did do the Pounder Custom. And that really low-hanging front bumper caused lots of problems. I don't have that on the Speedo, so it doesn't run into those same issues. Even climbs this side just with ease. Again, it's slow, but it wasn't hard to do. It just went up. And we're up in basically 3 minutes, 10 seconds. So will it off-road? Yes! And Sven is shooting my gun for me. I asked him to. Look at those bullets fly. Yeah, it did so surprisingly well. You're now looking at the second take going down the mountain. The first take, my controller batteries died. Even though I had just swapped them out like an hour before, so I guess I had a bad set of batteries, or maybe I thought I had charged them and I didn't. I use in a loop rechargeable batteries. I've got like 4 sets. Totally missed my turn there. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if the van didn't want to turn or if it was me or what. Hard to say. Find out by watching the behind the scenes version that is available to all Twitch subscribers, YouTube members, and Patreon supporters. I post a link in the Vainglorious Discord, which, by the way, you should come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord. But I post a link in the Supporters Only channel once a week with behind-the-scenes videos. And so you can check those out and hear all of our banter and find out what really goes on and what we were talking about. I think it was right back there that my controller died, and I just went driving off the mountain because of it. So I had to go to the bottom, call the van back in, drive it back to the top, and then do this again. That's why it's a lot later in the day. Whoa, hi Commander. Commander got shoved by somebody, I'm not sure who. He almost went off the side, then got hit, and that's the other side. But I'm going really slow with the Speedo because I'm not sure of its brakes. Raven died because he is in the most competent vehicle of all of us, the Riata, yet he couldn't get it all the way to the top of the mountain, and then managed to roll off the mountain that did so much damage to it that it blew up in a Riata. Let that sink in. Yeah, I know, right? He's British, though, and they don't really have big 4x4s over there. You know, they've got Range Rovers and stuff. It's not quite the same. So, you know, we'll give Raven a pass. Here's where issues come into play, though. It landed, like, on the front left corner of its bumper, and that sent it up into a kick, basically, and sort of flipping. And, yeah. So, wound up way down here. I'm going to drive back over to the trail. I mean, I could have just shortcutted it over the railroad tracks, but I want to get as much of the trail in as possible, just so we can see, you know, how it handles. So, yeah, coming down those big jumps, I was pulling back on the stick to try to keep it flat. It just, I guess that the gun and everything is just nose heavy. I don't know. It just did what it did, and you saw the result. But it's doing okay in the dirt. I know I keep saying it, but it was a true surprise how well this thing did, considering its weight and its speed and the fact that, yeah, it's really torquey, so the back wheels don't like to stick. So, yeah, just a pleasant surprise all around. As it nails an ingot, we're down 2 minutes, 53 seconds, and I got the minigun out, but cut the video just before I sort of fired it. Because I only do 5 seconds at the bottom, unless there's somebody jumping off to the side and doing a really sick stunt over there. But we're on our way down, and man, look at the weight of this thing getting some serious speed. Nice flat landing, but then it bounced, and I start having chaos ensuing. There's Commander in his Bobcat, giving me some gentle nudges to get out of his way. And Schwinn in his Slam Man. I love Slam Mans. I think they're one of the most beautiful vehicles in the game, and I really like how Schwinn has his guns. It looks really good. Normally I don't like those roll bars or the big hood scoop, but I think in this case it does really well. So yeah, I got my minigun out for the descent as well, just to encourage people to stay out of my way. Not that it matters, because I'm currently pinned against the boulder. But I can't back up. There we go. Got it free. But yeah, I decided to play with the gun a little bit. Put it away though, because it makes the camera really weird, and so it makes it a little harder to drive. Trying to catch up with everybody else. They're not too far ahead of me, but I wound up nose first in a tree. Yeah. Yeah. But you may notice there's someone else still coming down the mountain. And, you know, don't count me out just yet. I was trying to accelerate, see if I couldn't wiggle it. This thing is in there, but boom. Got hit by Raven. And there we go. He got his regatta back. And it managed to knock me out, even though he got stuck exactly where I was. These guys were coming up to help me out. It's so sweet of them. And then I won. I think Raven's still stuck in the tree. Decide, you know, since I'm back in the lead, as I spin out, we need to get the minigun back out. Because why not? So, you know, we'll switch to that here in a second. But I do like the gun on the top of this thing. What else does it get? Does this get a grenade launcher, or is it only the mule and the pounder? I don't know. It's been forever since I've customized these things. Kind of a slow motion, just massive car accident here, train accident. There you go. Get Commander out of my way. Just shoot him a few times. He's like, hey, no pew-pews. That's exactly what he said. Having a bit of an issue here, though. It doesn't seem to... No, up the side. There we go. Okay, cool. And we're up and finishing at 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So let's take a look at the damage on the Speedo Custom. One headlight's gone. All the windows are busted out. The driver's doors are missing. The right fender's missing. And the other doors and the hood won't close. And we'll take a look at the support vehicles, and everything looks normal there. Lots of damage and a supercar kind of parked under trucks where it should be. And that's going to do it for this week's Will It Off-Road. Go vote. Seriously, go vote for vehicles. You want to see an upcoming Will It Off-Road videos, and come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord server. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.